product is equal to the first one, and the last one is what? Positive 18x squared. See that? What is my sum? Is the center number. It's what? Is positive 11x. And then factors, I'm looking for the factors of what? F of 18. Factors of 18 of the product. It's 1 times 18, 2 times 9. Remember, how do you get it? You are saying 18 divided by 2, I get 9, so it's 2 times 9. And then 18 divided by 3 is 6, so it means 2 times 6. I mean 3 times 6, not 2. 3 times 6, because 18 divided by 3. Remember, you start from 1, then you try 2, you try 3, you try 4, you try 5, 6 until the last factor. Don't choose them at random. Follow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. So 4 is not a factor of 18. 5 is not. 6, yes. If you divide 18 divided by 6, you get 3. So it's 6 times 3. Look, this is off because it is already this one here. Are you with me? Now, when we add these numbers, what must we get? We must get 11. So I put a plus, put a plus, put a plus. So let's add 1 plus 18. No, this will be off. Let me say x. 2 plus 9. 2 plus 9 is 11. Yes. Then 6 plus 3. 6 plus 3 is 9. No, there will always be one factor. So there it is. There will always be one factor. So it's 2 plus 9 equals 11. Yes. 2 times 9 equals 18. Yes, that's my sum. That's my product. Are you seeing what I'm doing? At this stage, I told you what some do. This is what others do. When they want to do the shortcut, they just do this. It's always fine if you're comfortable. Since it's plus plus, you put x, you put x. So the factors, remember, is 2 plus 9. So you put 2 here, you put 9. You say plus, you say plus. The answer is done. Alright. But if you have to continue the factorization there, you're going to say from here, let me just remove this. We're going to say equal to x squared plus 9x. It doesn't matter whether you start with 9 or 2 or... Hello once again, our most valued student. My name is Confident and welcome to the continuation of our revision or our lesson here, where we are looking at the algebraic expressions. And you guys, you know that we've been dealing quite a number of things here, and now we're looking at the factorization of algebraic expressions. And if you have missed some previous lessons, you need to definitely grab hold of the previous lessons. We did quite a lot of factorization, including, if I can go back, look at this, difference of two squares. We've done this. These questions we did them. We've done all this. Some of them were a little bit complicated, but it's good for you to go back. We even did by grouping. You see, all this has been done, so you need to go backwards. So it means you are catching the train here when already it is in motion. You see all this, but now someone will ask, but where is it starting from? You see, it's already saying 1.13. So you can see, you can go back, factorization, expansion, that's where we started. Let me just leave it out, but you guys need to grab hold of what? Of the lesson. Now let's come back to today's lesson, and this is where we are, where we are factorizing a trinomial, an important concept that I'm going to bring here. It says factorize the following, and I call this the what? The product sum method. That's where you find me most of the time focusing on these sections. Now let's deal with the product sum method here. What is this question saying? It says factorize the following. I'm supposed to factorize x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now I want you to pay attention, because whatever I'm going to put in across here, we will be applying it across the whole lesson. We'll focus on this. They want us to factorize this, but for us to factorize this, I said we use what is called, let me write it on top, the product. I will explain it later. The product sum method. All right, what is it called? The product. What does the word product mean? Times the sum. What does sum mean? Plus. So product means terms, sum means an addition plus method. So I will show you now how you apply that. So if we are saying the product sum method, first things first, you are going to find the product, meaning you are going to take the first one. Oh, by the way, let me just use it in general. Let's look at the general form. Very important for you to know the general form, because if you don't know the general form, they will confuse you. What is the general form? It's a x squared, start by a, plus bx, see a, b, and then plus c. Look at the power. It starts with a square, followed by x, followed by no x. So if I say the product, what is the product? You take the first one with the square and take the last one. You see, I'm also including the sign. You see, plus c. You take these two, you multiply them. That's the product. And then at the center, so this one, okay, let me write it. It's called the product. So you see how we got this. And then at the center part, which is with the sign, look at it, it's the sign here. This is the plus, which is the what? The sum. Now, can you do now the next one with me? Let's look at this question now. What is it saying? It says x squared plus 5x plus 6. I'm writing it big like this for a reason. Now tell me the product. Let's do the product. You cycle that one and you cycle that one. When we multiply the two, these two, we get the product. So let's multiply them. That is our product. It will be what? X times 6 is what? It's 6x squared. I'm interested in the sign. You didn't say anything about negative, so meaning it's a positive 6x squared. Obviously it will be positive because everything in there is positive. Then at the center here, you see the sum plus. So what is the sum? Sum is what? It's 5x. It's always that number with the sign. So that is our sum. Are you with me? So let's write it down also for your clarity. So we said what? Our product. Let me write down here. Our product P, which is product, is equal to positive 6x squared. Our sum, which is S, is equal to positive 5x. Those are the two numbers. I know I was writing it down, but you don't have to be writing it down. You can literally look at it. Take the first one and the last one, multiply them with the signs. And then the center one is the sum. Now, the next important one is the factors. Let me use a different one. The factors. That's where you make it here. You make it or break it in the factors. But now, you are focusing on the factors of the product, meaning factors of 6. So let's find factors of 6. Let me write here. Factors of 6 product. Remember, factors of 6. By saying factors of 6, I'm looking at the numbers that when we multiply, we get 6. Two numbers that you multiply, you get 6. Always start with 1. So you get 1. 1 times what? 1 times 6 will give me 6. What is the next one? It's 2. 2 times what? 2 times 3 will give me still 6. The next one is 3. 3 times what? 3 times 2 will give me 6. So if you see the numbers repeating, it means you stop. That's the end. There are two ways of getting 6. 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. That is the product. Am I still with you? So now, this is still fine. The maker or breaker of it is the sum. When I add these numbers, when I add them, there is the sum. Remember we said product and sum. See, there is the product, there is the sum. So the product is there. Now I'm looking at the sum. When I'm adding these numbers, when I'm adding them, I must get what? A 5. So let's add them. How can I add 1 plus 6? 1 plus 6 is 7. So this one automatically shows me I cannot add these two and get a what? A 5. But 2 plus 3 is what? Is 5. So this is the one that is meeting both conditions. It means if I say 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, which is my sum, and then 2 times 3 is equal to 6, which is my product. Do you see how this thing is meeting up the conditions? So you don't need to be doing all this. This is just the stages I'm showing you how I'm doing what I'm doing. The next time we will be moving a bit faster. So now when we have done this, we know that the numbers we are focusing on are 2 and 3. So now let's say you are now writing this whole thing afresh. So remember the question was what? It was x squared plus 5x plus 6. All this dash, everything we did here can be done in the fraction of a second. You can do this mentally. You don't need to show this. You can literally not show us this, because I'll show you how you can sometimes apply it. But let's say now you have done a little bit there on the side. Now you want to write the answer. But remember, you say it is 2 and 3. So this is how you write it. You're going to say now x squared, you see, plus, where there was 5, you say it is 2 plus 3. So you say 2, but you just put the x, plus 3, you put the x. You see, because those are the factors we talked about. We say it is 2 and 3. And then plus 6. Look what you have done. You have changed this from how many terms? It was 1, 2, 3 to how many terms? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now when there are 4 terms, you factorize by grouping. You see, that's what you do. You take the first 2, we did that before. You take the last 2, you group. You ask yourself, what's common in the first 2? You can see that x squared plus 2x, x is common. So x cancelling into x squared, you remain with x, plus x cancelling into that x, you see, you remain with what? With 2. So x plus 2. You are going to come up with a similar bracket here. It must be what? X plus 2. So let's see what we can take out. 3x plus 6, we take out 3, but always take out a positive. If you still remember the lesson previously, it said always take a positive out. 3 cancelling into that 3, it gives us x, and 3 cancelling into that 6. 3 into 6 is a 2. You see, x plus 2 there. Alright, so there it is. We write here x plus 2. It must always match. Then from there, the answer is there. You write what is inside the bracket, which is what? X plus 2. And then outside the black bracket, which is that x plus what? X plus 3. Then you have managed to factorize this guy here. Do you want to test it? Yes. How can you test it? This is how you can simply test. I always say it's very important to test. Let x be equal to any number. Let's say 7. You put 7 here. You put 7 here. The answers must match. If the answers are matching, you know that you have factorized it properly. So let's do that. In the first one is x squared, so it's bracket. Since it's positive, I can just write it like this: 7 squared plus 5 bracket 7 plus 6. I find the answer, it's 90. I do the same thing here, 7 plus 2 on the final answer. Close it and then open another one. Sorry about that, 7 plus 3. It must give me 90 also. See, if it gives that, it means definitely my factorization is very good. Alright guys, that's how I wanted to do this. It was a long way to freedom. Okay, it was a long way to freedom, but you know, freedom is freedom. Alright, I want to take this off, and then we focus on, I don't want to remove our starting point because I don't want to redo this. I want to come back. Everything is going to follow the stage. Alright, let's look at the next one. X squared plus 9x plus 20. We're going to use it here. X squared, I'll write this as here. It says we must factorize what? X squared plus 9x plus 20. I told you we can do it much quicker now. We can write now product. I'll just say P for product is equal to, remember I take this number and take that number. X squared times 20, it's simply positive 20x squared. If they are positive, you don't need to worry. And then my sum is the center number, which is that. which is plus 9x. Are you with me? Then what do? You're looking for the what? For the factors. Factors of what? Factors of 20. Factors of 20. What are the factors of 20? Meaning two numbers that you can multiply to get 20. You try 1, you try 2, you always look at this. 1 times 20, 2 times 10 will give me 20, 3 won't do because 3 is not a factor. 4 times 5, and then 5 times 4. You see, the moment I repeat, it means I've ended there. Those are the 3 possible ways of getting 20 when I multiply. So far so good. I've done the product. Now let's go to the sum. The sum is the one that will actually nominate the right one. So I put a plus here, I put a plus here, I put a plus. For the sum, I must add these two numbers and they must give me what? 9. This one can't give me 9. 2 and 10, I can't get 9. 2 plus 10 is 12, but there it is. 4 plus 5 is what? Is 9. So look at it. I will select it and say it is the one that has got two conditions. 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. It passes the sum. 4 times 5 is equal to 20. It passes the product. So what do? I can then, as I said, you don't need this. You know that it was what? 4 and 5. Remember? So you can come here and say from here, I can continue my question and say, which is equal to x squared. Remember it was 4 plus 5. You say plus 4x plus 5x, you see, plus 20. Alright, then from there, factorizing by what? By grouping. Take the first 2, take the last 2. Then first 2, 4x squared plus 4x, x is common, so equal to x bracket, x cancels that, there are 2 of them, 1 will remain, plus x cancel into the 4x, 4 will remain. You always take out a positive, always. Plus, now you must get a similar bracket here, which is x plus 4, but what are you going to take? 5x plus 25 here. 5 will cancel 5 to remain, x plus 5 into 20 is 4, you see? So in the bracket, what do you have? X plus 4, that is inside. Outside, x plus 5. Say x, then plus 5. Then you have what? You have factorized. Some they do this, it's still fine. Some they say, okay, after the product and sum, the factors were 4 and 5. So some they do this to get it faster. They're like, okay, it's 4 and 5, we just open brackets. So they write x here, they write x there, they write 4, they write 5. Since everything was positive, they just do this. Then they get the answer after getting the product sum. It's fine, but I will say here, I'll say NB. Be cautious. There are sometimes it doesn't work. It works sometimes, it doesn't work sometimes. Are you with me? I hope you guys, it's working fine for you at the moment. But let's take this off and redo another one. Where is this one? Still positive. Positives are not a problem. It starts changing when we start introducing negative. Let's do this one. X squared plus 11x plus 18. Look at this one. X squared. Let me choose this one. It's x squared plus 11x plus 18. Alright. What do you think? Let's look at this one. If I'm to use the same now, I'm going to do it also quickly. The product is equal to the first one and the last one is what? Positive 18x squared. See that? What is my sum? Is the center number. It's what? Is positive 11x. And then factors, I'm looking for the factors of what? F of 18. Factors of 18 of the product. It's 1 times 18. 2 times 9. Remember, how do you get it? You are saying 18 divided by 2, I get 9, so it's 2 times 9. And then 18 divided by 3 is 6, so it means 2 times 6. I mean 3 times 6, not 2. 3 times 6, because 18 divided by 3. Remember, you start from 1, then you try 2, you try 3, you try 4, you try 5, 6 until the last factor. Don't choose them at random. Follow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. So 4 is not a vector of 18. 5 is not. 6, yes. If you divide 18 divided by 6, you get 3. So it's 6 times 3. Look, this is off because it is already this one here. Are you with me? Now, when we add these numbers, what must we get? We must get 11. So I put a plus, put a plus, put a plus. So let's add 1 plus 18. No, this will be off. Let me say x. 2 plus 9. 2 plus 9 is 11. Yes. Then 6 plus 3. 6 plus 3 is 9. No, there will always be one vector. So there it is. There will always be one vector. So it's 2 plus 9 equals 11. Yes. 2 times 9 equals 18. Yes, that's my sum. That's my product. Are you seeing what I'm doing? At this stage, I told you what some do. This is what others do. When they want to do the shortcut, they just do this. It's always fine if you're comfortable. Since it's plus plus, you put x, you put x. So the factors, remember, is 2 plus 9. So you put 2 here, you put 9. You say plus, you say plus. The answer is done. Alright. But if you have to continue the factorization there, you're going to say from here, let me just remove this. We're going to say equal to x squared plus 9x. It doesn't matter whether you start with 9 or 2 or you start with 2 or 9 plus 18. You ask yourself, what is common in the first? X, because x plus 9, x squared plus 9. So you'll have x plus 9, and then we need to get another x plus 9. So we take out a positive plus 2, because 2 can go into 18, which is x. 2 into 18 is 9. You see that? Then you've got what? X plus 9 and what? And x plus 2 factorized, which is that. This one you need when you're more comfortable as you work them out. It will always work like that. But at the beginning, I will prefer the first one. At the beginning, I'm saying stick to this one. Stick to this one. Remember how I told you to test it? This is what you do. Choose any value of x. In the beginning, for example, let's say you say let x be equal to 11. I just chose 11. You put 11 in the first one, put 11 in the final. It must match. Let's do the first one. Bracket 11 squared plus 11 times 11, and then plus 18 equal to 260. Do the same thing. 11 plus 9, see whether you get 260. 11 plus 2, multiply 260. You see, then it means you're 100% correct. Guys, that's how you do these things. Now let's look at the next one. Before we go to the minus, this is still good. X squared plus 2x plus 1. Okay, it mustn't confuse you, that one. X squared plus 2x. So it's x squared plus 2x plus 1. Same thing, product. Take x and 1 is what? 1x squared. It's a positive. Sum is what? Positive 2. Factors. This one is interesting. Factors of what? Of 1. It's only 1. What are the factors of 1? It's 1 times 1. There is no other factor of 1. And also, it automatically meets the condition. 1 plus 1 is 2. Then, see, this one is already done. So what do? You can actually get the answer directly here. You do that because it was 1 and 1. So you say x, you say x, you say plus 1, you say plus 1. That is that. But I said avoid that. Do it the longer way, which is x squared plus 1x. Remember, it's 1 plus 1 plus 1x plus 1. Take out x in the beginning, which is x plus 1. Now look, this is 1x plus 1. The question is, what can you take out from 1x plus 1? You see, positive 1 is common. So it's x plus 1. Like that. That's why you get your x plus 1 inside the bracket. Outside is also what? X plus 1. You can even go on and say, this is a square. X plus 1 bracket squared, because they are the same. I hope it's making sense. I was just doing this one, but I'm now interested in the negative one. We've been doing quite a lot of this. There it is, x squared plus x minus 20. Pay attention now. Pay attention. X squared plus x minus 20. Things can change a little bit now. Look at this. I still follow the same rules. Nothing changes. My product here, my P is equal to, now look at what I'm multiplying. Remember, I'm multiplying that and that. Is it x squared times negative 20? I'm multiplying. Don't say 20x squared like that and leave it like that. Now you're gonna get it wrong. It's no longer positive, now it's minus 20x squared. What is my sum? My sum is positive x. But what is that positive x? There is a hidden 1, so it's positive 1x. What are the factors? I'm looking for the factors of what? Not of 20. I'm looking for the factors of what? Minus 20. But for the sake of it, it's factors of negative 20. So we do the same thing here, what we did. What are the factors? Don't worry with the negative sign for now. Let's leave it. Let's just say factors of 20 for now. Let's find them. 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 3 is not a factor, 4 times 5, 5 times 4. So that is where it ends. This is now interesting, guys. Remember, I'm looking for the number that when I multiply, I'm not getting a 20, but I'm getting a negative 20 now. So that's where we come up with two versions. You write them again. 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 4 times 5. I will explain why there are two. Look at this. Why did I put 2? Because for me to get a negative 20, remember it's negative. 1 can be negative here. It might be minus 1 times 20, minus 2 times 10, minus 4 times 5. It will give me negative 20. Or 1 times minus 20, 2 times minus 10, 4 times minus 5. So it's either 1 is negative or it's the 20 that is negative. We don't know. But we need to have those two scenarios. Secondly, I need to add these two numbers. And when I add them, it must give me what? It must give me a positive 1. So now let's put a plus here. We put a plus there, a plus, a plus, a plus. There will always be 1. You'll never find it with 2. It will always be 1. So if I say minus 1 plus 20, even if you use a calculator, no, that is off. If I say minus 2 plus 10, that can't give me a 1, even if I'm adding it. No. Minus 4 plus 5. Be careful here. Let's stop there. We'll use a calculator. Again, on the other one, this is no, this is no. Here, it's suspicious. Let's take a calculator. The calculator will tell us which one is which. Remember, I'm looking for a number that I must add to get a positive. If you are good with your addition of negative and positive, for me to get a positive, you must know that the bigger number must be positive. So, let's take the first one. Minus 4 plus 5. There it is, 1. But if I say 4 plus minus 5, remember I'm adding. You see, I'm not getting a 1, but I'm getting a minus 1. So this one is no. This one is yes. Did you see what I just did? Some, they do this from here. They get the answer straight away. So they do this, equal to, they open those two brackets. And then they put x here. They put x here. They put what? 5. They put what? 4. Remember, we said 4 was negative, 5 was what? Positive. That becomes the answer. But let's continue it a little bit. I'll leave it like that to say now x squared. Now remember, you've got these two factors. There is the sign. So it's what? It's minus 4x. Just put x plus 5x. Then minus 20. You see, because that's how you do it. Take the first two is now by grouping. X is common, so it's x, but not 4 is minus 4 now. Again, take a positive. 5 is common. X, 5 into minus 20 is negative 4. So you've got x minus 4, and outside is what? X plus 5. What have you done? You have factorized. There it is. You see, it's up to you what you think. give me a comment what you think. Alright, now let me do the last one. I just want to do this last one here, and then we end it up here, and then you join me in the next lesson. Let's look at this one. Because of my time, I just want to end it up there. And you guys, I keep on saying, ensure that you're following up with us, because these are the videos that are designed with you in mind. Okay, let's look at this one. X squared minus 11x plus 28. Let's look at that. X squared, so it says what? X squared minus 11x plus 28. I hope I'm doing this thing. Yes, same thing. Don't panic, it will always work out. Product P is what? Multiply the first and the last, but this one is positive. See, positive and positive is positive 28x squared. Now sum, the sum now, our sum, product and sum, the sum is negative 11x. You see that? Now factors, we are looking for the factors of what? Factors of 28. So let's look at the factors of 28 is what? 1 times 28. Start with 1, 2 will do, 2 times 14, 3 will not do, 4 will do, is 4 times what? 4 times 7, I think, is 4 times, no. 28 divided by 4, no, it's not gonna work. 5 won't do, 6 will not do, am I right? 7 will do, 7 times 4. So I was supposed to say 4 times 7 actually here. What did I say? I said 4 times 8. I don't know why I said, but it's 4 times 7. Then it's 7 times 4. So these factors are the ones. Don't forget. I'm looking for the number. When I multiply, I get a positive 28. So now, something interesting. When you see a positive and a negative, you must always know there are 2 sets. So let me write them again. 1 times 28, 2 times 14, 4 times 7. When you are experienced on this, you're not going to be focusing on all this. You can do this just with the calculator, Now, why am I doing it? Because to get a positive is either both numbers are positive or both numbers are negative. If I'm multiplying, if I say minus 1 times minus 28, I'll get a positive 28. Minus 2 times minus 14, I'll get a positive 28. Minus 4 times minus 7, I'll get a positive. Those are 2 ways of getting a positive. It's either both numbers are positive or both numbers are negative. But let's come to adding. If I add these numbers, like here, let's add them. I must get a what? A negative, a negative 11, sorry. I must get a negative 11. So the first one won't give me a negative 11. Second one is positive. All these positive numbers, there is no way I can get a negative from a positive. But look at the second one. Negative 1, negative 28 is too big. Now remember, I'm looking at negative 11. Now let me take a calculator, because here the second 2 are a bit tricky. Look at this. If I say minus 2 plus minus 14, I'm getting a negative 16. No, I'm looking for negative 11. Say minus 4 plus minus 7. There it is. You see? So this one is no, this one is yes. Those are the factors. I told you what others do. They automatically open brackets like this, and then they put x, and then they're like minus 4, there it is, minus 7, there it is. That becomes the answer. It's correct. But I want you to go through the process so that you don't miss out anything, okay, my dear? So let's look at this one. What is it? So it will be x squared, where there is minus 11, now it's minus 4x, then here it's minus 7x, you see, then plus 28, don't forget. You are still writing that, but here, that's where you change minus 4, minus 11. Take the first 2, x is common there, x into x squared is x, x into minus 4x is minus 4. Now, always take out a positive, always, then plus what? 7 and 28, 7 is common. Now, cancel the 7 be careful, we are left with minus x, you see, not x, but minus x. That's why now most of you are gonna get it wrong. It's minus x. Now 728 is plus 4. That is where the importance of previous lessons are important. X, we did this in the previous lesson where you are taking out a negative, so it will be x minus 4. Now it's positive 7. Now you interchange, become minus 7. When you interchange outside, everything follows changes. Negative x, positive 4, negative 4. That's how it changes. Then you've got x minus, actually that's the final answer. Now let me write the answer, equal to, same bracket, because here it was x minus 4 minus x plus 4. So now what do we have? X minus 4, outside is what? X minus 7. If you're a bit confused, that is better, but this is with NB. You'll see where it doesn't apply. It only applies in simpler cases. When you start changing things a bit, you can get confused. You need to know what you're doing. Any questions? Alright guys, I've done a few. This is your job. Do me these ones. From here, okay, let me make it clear. Do me this. We are here. You can do these, but if you have done them before, it's a good one. Just do for me these. But I know definitely you can do that. You can do that. Even this one, try it. Then we are going to do these in the next lesson, just to play around so that you can see. It was not difficult, it was just confusing you. We have come to the end of our lesson for now. Join me definitely in the next lesson, where we are going to continue this factorization, and this is the factorization of a what? Of a trinomial. Don't forget guys, if you are not subscribed, you are doing yourself an injustice. Why? Because you might miss out on very important lessons that will be a game changer for you. So subscribe, make sure that you're following us every time, so that you will know this is my channel for my maths. You will know whenever I come into the 24-minute lesson. It's for the underdogs, by the way. What is an underdog? It is someone who says, I'm struggling with my maths. I just want to please take me slowly into the what? Into the concepts. And that's why I started this channel. I had you in mind. You who's watching me, I had you already in mind. I knew you're gonna come, you're gonna watch, and I knew one day such a problem will face you. And I said, let me prepare solutions way in advance so that you don't struggle. Whether you're a girl, you are a boy, I had you. Trust me. You might say, but you're lying. I'm not lying. I did have you in mind. So I want you to be a tutor. I want you to, at the end of the day, you look at this channel and say, you know what? Thank you for giving us such videos. So drop me a comment, drop me your ideas, and it is always appreciated. We have come to the end of the lesson.